Alright, what's up, boys and girls? We're back today. It's really late at night. I have to go to bed, but I was playing some games and I was feeling super lazy, so I wasn't recording, because recording actually takes effort of talking to the screen. But I came upon this game and I thought it was pretty sweet, so I thought I would upload a replay. So if you don't like replays, I'm sorry, you can disconnect it, but I usually upload live games, so you can forgive me. Anyway, we're playing against Prime Speaker Zegana, who is a card that I've never been a fan of. It's just a very one-dimensional card to me. It's like a free. It's like, it's a free just draw 3, draw 4, draw 5, draw 6 stars. It's a free draw spell that it's out of your command zone, and if you kill it, it just comes back bigger and better usually. So it's kind of like Maelstrom Wanderer in that sense. And as you probably know, I'm not a big fan of Maelstrom Wanderer, but there's Prime Speaker Zegana. At least the art's pretty sweet. I do like the art. And I have this hand, and my experience with decks of this nature is you can't really have a slow start because you're not going to win a long game against them because they have inevitability with their draw and big creatures. So a slow hand like this could just miss land and you would just not really do a lot. So I kind of want an explosive start. So mulligan. And I hit this hand, which is really not good. But it has Gamble, and Gamble plus Imperial Recruiter if I keep my land, and it's kind of a long shot, but I think it's my only hope. So I get a Mana Crypt, Imperial Recruiter, and hope for hit Solemn and start going to town on Solemn, but we're going to gamble here, and we're going to go for Mana Crypt, and Mana Crypt immediately hits the graveyard, unfortunately. So that is pretty bad for us, but, we're going to try and tough this one out. Holding cast Rampant Growth. We do draw land, which is helpful. So now I'm kind of feeling pretty bleak about this game. And he has Oracle Moldiah but no land, so that's not bad for us that he has no land. We have Grim Monolith. Alright, so he revealed a Civic Charm. Keep that in mind. I've gotten blown out this. If you ever played enter the battlefield effects that destroy your opponent's things, and they play a Civic Charm in response, they can, I remember I got Ravenous Baboons. I cast Ravenous Baboons, and my opponent cast Civic Charm in response, and I had to kill my own land. I don't know if you guys remember that video. It's pretty funny. So we draw another land, which is pretty lucky. I'm going to play the Price of Glory because he's kind of, like, this kind of a blue deck response when they're holding up 3 mana. Is a way that they play when they hold up counter spells. Like, they'll tap 2 for their Signet just so they can hold 3 up for a counter. And I figure if a spell's gonna eat a counter, it should be Price of Glory, not like my Imperial Critter, which I really desperately need. But he didn't have a counter, or he just didn't care about it. The blue-green decks tend not to be very heavy in counter spells just because they tend to be play big fatties, but I've seen people play Prime Speaker Zegana decks that just counters and big spells, so any blue deck is always, you have to be aware of it. So you have Price of Glory, and we're happy. And even now he's holding up 3 mana, so it looks like he could be holding counter spells, but he doesn't really want to hold a counter spell, now that I have Price of Glory, so he just might not have any. So we're going to Recruiter, and I would normally Recruiter for Solemn here, but I don't want Oracle to just keep going to town. He's been missing every turn, so I want to make this card really ineffective, and I'm going to kill it. So we're going to get a Fire him. It's because I just cannot be Recruiter. Oracle Moldiah if he has, 1 or 2 lands on top of his deck every turn. There's just no hope, really. So he's thinking. He's playing really slow. If you notice, his timer is 2 minutes behind me, which is kind of annoying, but you have to kind of deal with it sometimes. Alright, got Fierce Empath, trying to shuffle. He got a land, and then he has Genesis Wave on top. So he got lucky with the land on top. This is why I cannot let this card go off, because it's just going to kill you. Oracle Moldiah is such a good card. So he searched out for Sylvan Primordial, which I'm a little annoyed by, but what can you do? Sylvan Primordial is a beating. So we're getting pretty lucky by drawing lands pretty much every turn. We're going to Fire Imp his Moldiah. And then he Simic Charms to save it, which is like a mistake because he should have Simic Charm in response to me casting it. I would have had to kill my own creature. I mean, he's already losing 2 lands. I don't know if he remembered that or he just really thought, like, this Oracle Modiah is potentially 2 lands, so it's worth it to him. But either way, he didn't play that correctly because he should have done that in response. Civic Charms. Give this guy Hexproof. There's nothing we can do. He's also keeping back to block for Garrick, which is smart. So he's Garricking. He can't cast his Primordial anymore, which is actually pretty nice. It makes this play totally worth it, because now he can't Soul Primordial me to death. I would just lost if he got... So he just passed Blue Sun's Zenith for 3. Hit a limb. Alright, so he's landing up here. So that play wasn't terrible anymore, because he made his land drops. So now we're just going to have to Warp World. I can't just... I mean, I could cast Kiki-Jiki, kill his guy, but... I just figured... I mean... Wait, hold on. I mean, I guess we could have cast Kiki-Jiki at this point. But, I saw he had Kozilek on top of his deck. Silver Primordial. I just wasn't feeling good about it. Kind of wanted to just get these things off the board. And, Warp World's always a fun. So we had a Karn. I don't know if this replay is dying. Karn and Scry on top into the Warp World, which get put in the bottom. And we have a Helm of Possession. He shuffled up. So it's funny because we have more spells than he did that were not permanents. Besides Karn, obviously doesn't count for Warp World. We're going to put our stack on the triggers on the stack in the way that we exile this first, because I want to see what's on top of my deck and then decide what I want to get with Hoarding Dragon. So we exiled a Mindclaw Shaman. I want to steal this Prophet because Prophet is actually sick in my deck. And it's just such an annoying card. It's Teferi and Seedborn Muse pretty much wrap into one spell. And it's just super annoying. If you've ever played against this card, it's just mentally irritating to play against. It's literally like your opponent has Teferi and Seedborn Muse. They can only cast creatures and stuff, but you just don't want it out there. Just really annoying. Especially in any blue deck, just untapping the lands every turn. Just most obnoxious thing. So we steal it. Then he does this. Cyclonogryph's Helm of Possession, so that's annoying. Oh. I don't know if he saw his hand. He had a bunch of big creatures. Genesis Wave, Far Wandering. So we're going to take the Far Wandering. I don't see him casting Genesis Wave anytime soon. We kind of need the land as well, so there's that. We get a Soul Ring from our Hoarding Dragon. And we'll recast the Helm. So we can probably Silver Primordialist now. Yeah, you can, right? Yeah. He cast that instead. I feel like he just had Silver Primordials, but he didn't. He also didn't attack. Which makes sense, because he'd rather keep his Overbeing. Alright. Also, he didn't Silver Primordial me on my upkeep, which I think he should have done. I'm kind of expecting him to maybe kill the Helm, or probably the Gauntlet is the better play to kill. So I'm kind of hoping to bait it out, but he just doesn't cast it. So we're gonna cast Kiki-Jiki, and then wait. We're kind of on the defense, like, big time here. So he has a Fauna Shaman. He doesn't cast Silver Primordial, which like makes no sense to me. Like, he could have just blown my Gauntlet. I would have had 4 mana and 5 mana in play. Instead, he decided to, I don't know, play Fauna Shaman. So we're gonna draw a step, Mindclaw Shaman. I made a mistake here. I should have waited till that trigger resolved and then done it, but I didn't, so it's my mistake. So he just steals Genesis Wave. I just didn't want him casting it, even if it was only for like 5 or 6. It would have been 1, 2, 3, 4. Just didn't want him casting it, and then we see his Kozilek in 2 lands and Silver Primordial. So basically we just made him discard a card, which is fine. I mean, it did cost us a Hoarding Dragon artifact for free, but we're going to try to steal this guy. I mean, he's going to just blow up my Helm. I'm actually kind of baiting him into blowing up the Helm because I know he wants this card. And now that I think about it, I probably messed up because he cast... Yeah, this is where I made a mistake as well. He cast Fauna Shaman on his turn, I was really expecting him to cast the Primordial, so I didn't Kiki-Jiki. But once he cast Fauna Shaman, I should have Kiki-Jiki'd, made a copy of a creature, and then Stolen Prophet, which would have untapped Kiki-Jiki, and I would have untapped all my lands. So I would have had an extra activation, and that was a mistake, so... He gets the Helm, which sucks, because I mean, I just made a mistake, but, you know... The non-perfect play is fine, as long as you realize you've done it. So we're in a little bit of rough shape. I'm kind of thinking I want a memory jar so I can find, basically, I just need Azel's conscripts to win this game. I'm just thinking, I'm never going to attrition him out at this point. He has got a Fauna Shaman, he's got a Kozilek. He's drawing 2 cards a turn, plus he has Primus Speaker on deck, which he's not casting for whatever reason. Which is kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't know. So we're going to Cage Sun it up, hope that we can make a big memory jar and not die right away. Stabbing in is nice and all, but it's not going to really... It's going to draw us 1 card in a turn. We just need a memory jar, basically. And then he goes Primus Speaker. I don't know why he didn't do it. Why did he not do that on man step? That just seems weird. I don't know. He just didn't do it on man step for whatever reason. I mean, he draws 12 cards, or whatever, insane amount of cards. No, not 12. He had to draw like 6 or something. So we're gonna Hoarding Dragon for Duplicate. We need to deal with those creatures. We just got Duplicate. Block just to save save damage. Got Duplicate. Alright, guys. It's looking grim for our hero here. Monolith comes back. It's not the greatest draw, actually. So we're going to start duplicating things. He has no counters, which is a good thing. We need to kill the Overbeing. I don't want to kill Primus Speaker because Primus Speaker is just getting recast if I do that. And we invade our Parasite, kill an island because it doesn't worm damage. If you exile the Hinterland Harbor, he's never going to have another copy of it, so it doesn't really matter. But this will actually do him damage. So now we're just kind of waiting. See what he does, because I don't know what he's drawn. He's drawn a ton of cards. He discarded Soramaru. So he's got a lot of the... I know Prime Spirit decks tend to have the theme of the Multani, the Maro theme, where they have creatures based on how big their hand is. So that seems to be what he's doing here. This theme. Alright, now he's casting Blue Sun Zenith. He mistapped, he only cast for 3 instead of 4. Maybe he didn't meant to do that, and now he's going to Fauna Shaman. But he doesn't Fauna Shaman. He never he casts Fauna Shaman instead of some Primordial. He just never uses it. It's weird. Alright, now he's tapping mana. So his Progenitor Mimic, and he goes for Kiki-Jiki. And don't get me started on the Legend Rule. I know a lot of you guys do like the Legend Rule. I really don't. Also, he was playing a lot slower than me. I actually went and got a drink because I was just like annoyed at one point when he cast Silver Primordial. I went and got a drink because he was playing a lot slower, and I just needed to go get something. And Kiki-Jiki. So he's gonna Kiki-Jiki Silver Primordial. He never uses Xanagil Mage either, which is really interesting. So obviously I have to kill that, but I feel like I should have just gotten Duplicate. Whatever. And then I forgot that when you duplicate a Primordial, like, or no, a clone, it becomes a 0/0. So he kills my Cage Sun, which is fine. I hate clones. So annoying. I feel like he would have been a lot better off if he just got Duplicate. And maybe it doesn't make a big difference. I don't know. I mean, his play was fine, to be honest. And then we just chump block so we don't die. And we get Soul Ring because it gives us more mana. And what do we miraculously draw? We draw Zealous Conscripts. But he's got all his mana open, so that is a problem for us. And he just drew, like, I don't know, 6 or 7 cards on his turn. No, he drew 8 cards. Alright, he drew 8 cards. So we need to check. I'm thinking I can just cast Zell's Conscripts and hope he has nothing, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So cast Soul Ring just to bait out something, and then we're just gonna copy our Mindclaw Shaman because I can always untap Kiki with his Zell's Conscripts. So now he's tapping mana, it's making me a little nervous. So he Pongifies Duplicate for no reason. I mean, there was no reason to Pongify Duplicate at that point. If he was gonna Pongify anything, he should have just killed that. Alright, so he knows he has Pongify. He casts Factor Fiction. So he has Beast Within, Doubling Season Force, Rogue's Passage. So the only card that matters here is Beast Within, so I give him Beast Within and the 4-card split. And would you guess he takes Beast Within or takes 4 cards? So Mr. Greedy McGreed over there takes the 4 cards. He takes the 4. So we know he has no Beast Within. Alright, let's go away. So now we see his hand. And he has Tooth and Nail, Eternal Witness, Kozilek. I mean, all these cards he can cast in speed except... He can't cast the big ones, but he can cast Eternal Witness, and he can get back Pongify. But, I don't know. We cast Tooth and Nail, we entwine it, just because we can. We're going to do this. So, it doesn't really matter what we get at this point. I guess I could have gone in front of him and killed his Prophet to force his hand, but... we didn't. So we got Perforos, and we got Wormcoil. I don't know. Just 'cause it didn't really matter. I just needed Zell's Conscripts in play, and Perforos kills him a little bit faster with less triggers. Less clicking. so I give the GG Salty. Because he can't stop me. Unless he kills Zell's Conscripts right now, which it does not. He was playing really slow, and I was just annoyed by that. It would just be like super long pauses in between everything. I don't know if he was doing something else. So now he's already lost no matter what he does. He's gonna do the... He's realized what's happened, and he didn't catch it. His play wasn't tight the whole game, so I just didn't expect him to understand what was going on. Although I think Kiki-Jiki's all Conscripts is like a modern combo, so it shouldn't be very... it's not like super unobvious. Like it was the first time... The first week or so of Zell's Conscripts, people didn't really understand it. When it was Abyssin Restored just came out, people didn't really realize it. But then he concedes. So yeah, we got there. So Mold 6, with a really bad hand with a missed gamble. And we did Zell's Conscript summon out, but it was kind of in a sweet fashion. Kind of fought back from some of this attrition here, and yeah, it was pretty sweet. And I hope you guys enjoyed the game. I put in Perforos. It was actually the first time I not cast him, but put him into play. And he's a card that's really powerful. I'm surprised I haven't seen him being played really more than I have. I've seen him a couple times, but not more than that. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.